Good morning and welcome to another Breath Library session. Today we're going to be breathing like the ocean. And before I get into explaining how we do that, I'm just going to have a quick recap on the session last week. Which we did was all about moving your breath and how we do that. And we did that with the visualization of bubbles rising up and down with the breath. But and I set you that challenge of practicing that exercise that we went through to, increase focus and attention with a task that you're doing. And I set you a challenge. Yeah, so that challenge, if any of you got on with that, then please let me know. There was something else as well, another little announcement before we get started with the session. I've mentioned before that we're with the Breath Source app, and we're one of the instructors on there. And our classes have started now. So on the 18th of September at 3 p.m, we are doing this will be our second Breath Source class, and it will be about de-stressing and how to get rid of anxiety. It's a 45-minute session. It's $5. So it's a pretty small amount. If you're in the UK, that translates to about £4.01. And it's a really easy experience. It's all online and everyone's welcome. Every ability is catered for as well. So this week's session is all about ocean sounding breath, or how to breathe like the ocean. So ocean sounding breath, if you've ever done practice yoga or traditional sort of pranayama techniques, then you may have come across this as ujjayi breath, or ocean sounding breath, or Darth Vader breath as well. So because it sounds very much like what it is being described as, but this is a breath that has been used in yoga for a long time. So it is also a type of resistance breathing as well, because we're restricting the flow that will be going in and out. And what happens is we constrict the glottis, which is a valve that controls the airflow that's coming in and out in the upper airways. And there's plenty of valves all the way down through the respiratory system, but this one is near the top. And what we do when we do this is we restrict the glottis, and it is an important part of the upper airways breath work system. And when we constrict that, what we do is we create heat in the cells around the trachea, esophagus, vocal cords, and these all play a vital part in how we breathe and in the upper airways. So this exercise, we are giving strength, we are giving power to those important aspects of when we're breathing. And, it's always a great practice to control and restrict the flow of air during practice as well. So, this, there isn't an air hunger, but, we've talked about that before, but this is a valuable practice nonetheless. So what we'll do is, we will, because if you've never had to constrict your glottis before, then how on earth do we do that? But I'm pretty confident that most of us will have tried like the Darth Vader voice, or we would have singing, or we play around with the voice. So with a little bit of practice, it might be easier on the inhale compared to the exhale. But to start with, what we'll do is we will see how it works for you. So that the other benefits for practicing this is because this is a a foundation breathwork exercise. So it can be applied to other exercises, and we'll go into that in the exercise in just a moment. But when we understand how this works, we're then able to add complexity and different levels and, increase the sort of level of other breathing exercises. So whether that is you're just doing nice sort of deep, slow breath, whether you're doing coherent breathing, whether you're doing incremental breathing, box breathing, or any of the other exercises that we've ever covered, then this is a way to advance those to add that level of complexity. And we're adding in different elements, because when we have resistance breathing to something like box breathing, it's we're that sort of new dimension adds different reasons to be doing those exercises. So let's give it a go. So ocean sounding breath is it should sound like the ocean, like the waves sort of crashing, and if you've ever put your ear up to a conch shell, then you hear like that sound of the sea or the water moving in and out, and that is really what we want our breath to sound like. So this will all be breathing through the nose. So we will keep our mouths closed for this exercise. And so the first one, we're just going to learn how to do ocean sounding breath there on its own. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in. And if you're able to, breathe out, constricting our our throat muscles. So this ocean sounding breath should sound like. So I've leant in to try and get closer to the microphone, but what we need to do really is keep our posture nice and straight. So that was trying to just demonstrate how that sounds, and hopefully that came through the video. But when we're doing this, as normal, we want to adjust our posture. So we want to sit up straight, nice tall spine, our feet firmly on the floor, and we want to roll our shoulders back and just tilt the chin down and keep that mouth closed. We want to relax the jaw and put the tongue on the roof of our mouth, the tip just behind the front teeth. But so that is how I'd like you to position your body, and that is that's what we do when we're doing a focused breathing, because we're giving that clear channel of breath. But for this, I will lean in so I'm closer to the microphone so you're able to hear. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do 1 minute of breathing, of ocean sounding breath, all in and out through the nose, and we'll just start in 10 seconds. So get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take a breath in. And just take a couple of nice normal breaths in and out through the nose. So I hope you were able to practice that on inhale and the outhale and the exhale. And, I hope that you didn't find too much of a challenge doing it in either way. So hopefully it is a nice relaxed breath in and out, making that sound, and hopefully that came through on this channel. If it didn't, then you might want to check out, because I've done a video all around this, and I've had microphones a bit closer to my my throat so you can hear it quite clearly. So go and check out that. But before we come to an end of the session, I thought it'd be good to show let's and sort of do it together. We'll do a few rounds of box breathing for 4 seconds on each side, using ocean sounding breath as well. So if you remember box breathing, that'll be 4 in, hold, 4 out, hold. But what we're going to do is on that in breath, we're going to use the ocean sounding breath in, or the Ujjayi breath in, and then we're going to hold, and then on the way out, we're going to harness that Ujjayi breath on the exhale, the ocean sounding breath, and then hold before we do that again. What we're going to do is we are just going to close this. It's the morning sun was starting to come in. So, okay. So like I said, we're going to go through that, and we're just going to do a couple of rounds of that, and I will count you through. So adjust your posture once again, and then I'll count you in. So in 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, breathe in, hold, out, hold, 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 in, hold, and out, hold, and just relax and return to some nice, gentle breathing. So this is an example of how we can use ocean sounding breath, or that Ujjayi breath, that resistance breathing, with another exercise. So we had done box breathing in a few weeks before on our session on focus, that laser focus and attention. And so we practiced that exercise. And now in this session, we looked at adding them together, adding that complexity, that resistance breathing. So adding in that sort of slight air hunger as well. We're controlling the volume that's coming in and out. And remember, when we breathe less, we actually breathe more. And definitely when we're breathing through the nose, and that controlled breathing, so we're sending it right down. So this is a great example of how you can use resistance breathing. Okay, so now we've come to the end of the session, and got to set you a challenge for the next week. So this type of resistance breathing you can do pretty much anywhere and everywhere. So this, you can add this to, if you're, just, I always use the example of waiting for the kettle to boil. I think that just says more about me, that always making a cup of tea. But what you can do is just spend those moments focusing on that resistance breathing. And, if you are going out for a walk, you can add a different element. So you can add this to movement as well. And this, when it starts to sort of really compound in the effects and give you that strength in the upper airwaves. If you've got a sore throat, then this is a way that you would be able to support and help your throat recover. You're reducing that inflammation in that area. Even if you've got a bit of a hoarse or coarse throat, then this will help as well. So that's it for this week's session. Like I said, if you would like to join us on a breath session class on the Breath Source, you can download the app. It is available on Android and iOS. There's links in the description. But also, if you'd like to join a class, a really affordable class on the 18th of September, 3 p.m. in the UK, then we'd love to see you there as well. It's a longer session, there's guided stuff as well. And that's both me and Leanne. If you have any questions, then drop me a message. We're not actually here next week. I'm off next week, so there is going to be a break. So we will be coming back in 2 weeks' time, and it is going to be all about the breath exercises recap from the Connection Coven. We are running an event all around connection and connecting with ourselves. This event is sold out, so unfortunately no one else can come along, but we will be covering all the exercises, the breathwork exercises in the next live session. So that is in 2 weeks' time, and you're welcome to join. And as always, keep breathing.